Hello. Today is Saturday, May 20th, 2023. I'm Jason Shapiro with crowdedmarketreport.com. Usually in these videos, I don't really talk about exactly what's happening in the market right now, kind of thing. I try to keep it a little bit more broad about trading and risk management and all that. But there was something interesting this week in the market that I think is important to point out for a number of reasons. And this is a chart of the dollar and the S&P 500 since the beginning of 2001. And clearly the correlation has been dollar goes up, stock market goes down, stock market goes up, dollar goes down. Everybody kind of has seen that correlation. Everybody knows that correlation, why that is. And the fundamentals to me are not really worth getting into, but it's there. And then this last week, we ended up having the stock market go up. And the dollar also went up. So the correlation broke. And did anybody forecast that? I think it would be extremely hard to forecast, A, that happening, and B, the timing of that happening. And I'm sure in retrospect, people can go back and explain something about why that was, the dead limit talks or whatever happened to be going on this week. But what I am going to show, as always, is the COT report. This is the COT report for stocks. And I've shown this many times, and we've seen this many times. But clearly, speculators are way short. Commercials are way long, indicating that the market has a good chance, at least on a risk-reward basis, of going up. So that's fine in and of itself. But what we also had recently, suddenly, you look at the euro, which is the main driver versus the dollar for the dollar index. And specs have gotten massively long euro as well. And, commercials have gotten massively short, indicating that the euro was good probability of it going down, meaning the dollar going up. Okay. And that's exactly what happened. And for me, I think the trigger point was here. This was the British pound. And this was the day that the Bank of England came out and raised rates. And the raising of rates was expected, but truthfully, the talk by the Bank of England was also arguably more hawkish. And you can't really see it on this chart, but you had the British pound go up for a very small amount, closed on a low, and it's been going down ever since. And the euro, where is clearly going to have correlation to the British pound, and where the commitments of traders showed specs much longer, has really had a pretty precipitous drop in the face of the stock market going up. And so again, the point I'm going to try to make here is this COT showed this before. It's been showing this for a few weeks, right? And for me, I don't make the trade until I get some kind of confirmation like that Bank of England thing, but it's been showing for a few weeks that this was possible. It's not after the fact. It's not explaining some fundamental story. It showed it. There's a risk of being short dollar here. There was a risk of being short stocks. And to have them both on, I even wrote in my report last week, look, I have both these trades on. I don't see how they're both going to work, but hopefully there'll be some relative move where if I lose on one, I'll make more on the other type of thing. Stocks might go up and hopefully go up a lot more than the dollar goes down. Well, miraculously, both ended up working. And the downside, by the way, of course, was we saw on Friday, stocks ended up going down. And the dollar also went down. So this gets into, is there a correlation break? And therefore, do you have to start to think about what the risk is on your portfolio? Because risk is usually based on these correlations. And when the correlations break, you have to maybe rethink your risk. And I don't know, obviously, what the definitive answer is to that. But it's definitely something to keep an eye on and to think about. Correlations do break. Things do change. And the COT is indicating that that correlation is going to continue to break here. Okay, so that's really all I wanted to say today. I'd love to hear any questions or comments. Please join us at crowdedmarketreport.com. And I hope everybody has a good and profitable week. Thank you.